Why, hello everyone! How is everyone doing today? It's nice to see you. It's been a couple of days. Well, thanks for joining me here on Lake George Films. And if you feel like you can, press that subscribe button and maybe hit a like button if you like the video. Well, see. I'm thinking of telling another story today. Oh, I was thinking the other day what would be a good story. It was about how the three of us came over. It was on December 6th. Yeah, December 6th or maybe 5th. I think it was the 6th in 1986. And we flew on an airline called Total Air. And it was some kind of small miracle how I got the money to buy us plane tickets to get there. But we don't have to go into every detail, I guess. So I went over with my friend Steve and Lynn. And we flew over there, and we left LAX, and then we got over to Honolulu in only a couple hours. I think the flight only took 3 or 4 hours. Maybe, I think it was pretty quick like that. But then we were figuring, well, now we have to get to Maui, because that's where we were planning on going. So we were at the Honolulu airport, and we got a commuter flight, I guess it was, over to Maui. And I think the plane tickets cost $60 a piece, so I had some money to get them. And then the funny thing when we were going over there, I think it must have been in the night or something, maybe. And we went through a storm. There was a storm coming in on Maui that night. And I remember the plane was going bouncing all around in the air. Oh, everyone was up in a roar. Oh, it was scary. The plane was going on through big turbulence. Well, we made it through that and landed in Maui. Then we got off in the Maui airport, and it was a pouring storm. I remember that. And then somehow I remember the guy was German, and there was a German taxi driver who was a very kind man, and I don't know if he's still alive or ever comes to hear the story, but gee, he really helped us out that night. He picked us up, and do you even believe it? He brought us back to his condo there. He had a 1-bedroom condo he was living in, and then he was a taxi driver over there. He brought us back to his condo and let us. We were an awful mess in the rainstorm, and we were gonna stay over his condo for the night, and he was going to drive us to the beach in the morning. But I'll tell you, the characters I was traveling with were kind of scary looking. And I think he got scared, and he said, "Oh, I want to bring you to the beach now." And that was about, it was at night, and it was cold. It wasn't cold, it was just dark and raining and storming. So he was nice enough to bring us up to McKenna Beach. There, he told us a beach where we could go camping, and it wouldn't cost us anything. We could just go stay out on the beach, however we like to set it up. And so he drove us out to the entrance to there's like a dirt road that goes down there. I don't know if that's the way it was in my day. But we took the dirt road to the, there's an entrance road there at McKenna Beach, and it goes down there to the beach off the main road that goes through. So we walked down there, and oh my God, I'll tell you one thing that happened to me was oh no, somehow I lost my shoes somewhere along the way. So I was walking barefoot through all these puddles because it was on a dirt road because it was raining and everything. And then, oh, for crying out loud, when we got to that, I'll call it a driveway to the beach, I started walking down there a little bit. Oh, for crying out loud, I didn't have shoes on and I was getting all kinds of thorns stuck in my feet. Oh, it was so terrible. So I said, guys, come on, I can't even walk anymore. I got thorns in my feet. Let's just stay on the side of the road here and open the tent and we'll go in the rain and cold for the night. So that's what we did. We got off the road, we got off the entrance, so we didn't want to get run over by a car that was going down there at night. It might not see us or something. And we got about 10 feet off the road and then opened the tent up. I don't think we even raised the pole on it. We just climbed into it and it was pouring night. Oh my God, for crying out loud, do you believe it? That night I slept with my face in a puddle and my body on a bed of thorns. Oh my God. I'll tell you, that was really something. And can you believe it? I actually did fall asleep that night in the cold, wet puddle with thorns sticking in my face. Well, you know, I woke up at daybreak, I think it was, so I could see a little bit where I was walking when I went to go further down the road. I went down further down the road, and they have these really cool trees over at McKenna Beach. They kind of climb along the ground there and then go up, so there could be I found one and I climbed under it. Maybe it would block me from the water falling on me. That's what I was thinking. So I got a couple hours more sleep there. And then when I woke up, when the sun was more up, oh boy, wasn't that nice being on the beach in Hawaii. I'll tell you, that was really a fun trip. Well, there's a lot to that trip. I'll be telling stories about it over after I go. Oh my God, there's so many crazy stories about me in Hawaii. Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. I'll have to keep telling you about it, but that's one fun story. That's about the night we arrived, you know. I was there for 6 months and it seems like almost every day was a big adventure for me. I'll tell you, I had so much fun over in there in Hawaii. You know, that is one really thing I recommend to, you know, the youth of the world. I was only, 22, 23 when I was traveling, so I was a young man. You can live through hardships when you're a young person. Like I could deal with sleeping in the puddle in the rain. It wasn't such a big deal because you're a young man and you can put up with, you know, roughing it. Like, I remember years later when I was up in Virginia City in Nevada, it's like, oh, I went up there. Samuel Clement was, his home was up there, and he wrote the newspaper for up there, and he wrote this book called Roughing It. You know who that is. He wrote the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Wrote a book called Roughing It, and you really have a lot of good travel options if you ever decide to go undercover and go out roughing it in the world. I've been to some really nice and beautiful places, and I got to see the most amazing things, all because I was able to rough it. You know, sometimes when you want to see the beauty of the world, you can't be always saying you're gonna go stay in a king-size bed and have custom, you know, service to you every day. Sometimes you gotta go out and really, you know, do some good exploring. That's a lot of fun, you know. My niece and nephew are all about that, and so is my son and his family, all about going out and going out into the wilderness, you know, and finding some. They get in really good touch with nature. I'm really happy with those kids. You know, so it is really good to think of some time maybe breaking from the normal, you know, treadmill and going out and going on some good adventures. You gotta save up some money to support yourself, but if you can get out on some good adventures when you're young at heart, well, even when you're older, I still like going on my adventures. They're the most funnest thing you can do practically, is go on an adventure. Who wouldn't even want to? Can you imagine anyone? I don't think so. Christopher Columbus went on a good adventure. Yeah. Isn't that something? Well, I know you gotta get to watching your video, so I'll let you get along with your viewing needs. So, well, I hope you found the story enjoyable and maybe it gave you a little bit of inspiration about something you might want to do sometime. Okay. Well, everyone have a good night, and remember, I need the subscribers. Hit that subscribe button and maybe a like button, and I always do like comments. If you want to leave me a comment and, you know, talk about things, well, I'm certainly willing to do that with you. Okay, well, you have a good day now. Bye-bye.